Welcome back to the second half of Week 5 predictions on TImoteo TV. And we're going to go back to that 2:30 game, the next one being the Ravens versus the Eagles. Chris, what do you got to say?
Yeah, wow. The Ravens had to do a comeback win to beat the Lions. Now, the Lions are getting better, but what's up with the Ravens? I'm not really sure. They're a 2-2 team. I don't know. I mean, do they scare me? Do they have what it takes to win 2 more games and get into the grade A? I don't know. The Ravens, they're 8th on offense, 11th on defense, and the Eagles are second on offense, first on defense. I mean, they're the powerhouse right now in the league. I think the Ravens, their schedule is the Packers, Panthers, and Seahawks. And so that's, on paper, winnable games. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be some interesting matchups. The Eagles this week, I think, look the best they've looked in 2 years on defense until the second half, right? The first half, they were shutting them down, making Felix and other just look mortal, right? And then all of a sudden, Felix did his thing and came back, and so they kind of exposed some things. But in the end, I mean, this quarterback, I think he's the real deal. I mean, he ended up making the passes, doing what he needed to do, come back and win that game, which was amazing. This week, Eagles will not have a problem. You can stay home. You do not even need to watch this game. In fact, you can watch the game of the week, which is the Vikings and Raiders at the same time. The Eagles are going to blow out the Ravens 62-12.
Wow. Yeah, I got the Eagles winning big, too. I got them beating the Ravens 40-13. You know, I didn't think this team was real. I didn't think they were legit. Then they came out and they played a good 49ers team. And the kid, Brian, he's playing really well. The kid, he makes smart decisions. And when the game is on the line, he seemed to just act like it was 10 minutes left on the clock. Went down the field, drove, scored, no pressure. Kid is good.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens, they surprised me a little bit last week with the heart in the second half to come back. I thought once that first half hit and the Lions had the lead, I thought they were going to roll over and die. So I want to give them credit for coming back in their game. Now, the Ravens, on the other hand, I mean, on defense, it looks like, they have one player out there grabbing flags, and I don't know if they're going to be able to compete with the Eagles. Brian, who I've been saying is a rookie quarterback in this league, has actually come out, and I mean he had a great signature drive in this league. I mean, his team gave up the lead with very little time left, and he came right back down the field and he scored. So he's definitely a top 3 quarterback in this league, and I want to give him his credit. Now, again, the Eagles' offense is simple. I mean, Jalil has triple the receptions, triple the touchdowns, triple everything on their team. I mean, I don't know who their other receivers are, and I don't think it matters to everyone in the league. You just have to stop Jalil. Yeah, I mean, with Teddy, I think he's out there, but I don't know what he's just running routes, decoy.
I mean, they're just
decoy. Jimmy decoy. I mean, Brian, I guess he's smart. He's throwing it to maybe the only true receiver he has on his team, or maybe only person he trusts on his team. So it hasn't been stopped yet. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't change it for the Eagles. And if I were the Eagles' other receivers, I wouldn't complain either. Just he play defense.
Hey, you're winning games.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm 1-3. They're winning games.
Yeah, play defense and let Jalil catch the ball.
Hey, I was fortunate to be in the Eagles' locker room at halftime of that game, and their head coach, Ness. I mean, you guys say the Eagles' offense is simple. It is. He went right at that rookie quarterback and said, "Hey, you get the ball to Jalil. I don't care about anybody else. You get the ball to Jalil."
Ness is a genius. He's a genius. I mean, but in this game, I'm gonna have to definitely give it to the Eagles. Yeah. They win in this game. 50-13, Jalil scores at least 4 touchdowns.
Wow. I think it's an Eagle thing in the Brian being a quarterback. Because I remember when Brian was quarterback for the Eagles back then, all he did was throw Lewis the ball. Yeah. You know that? And then Porky left him because he wasn't getting enough touches either. It's just something that Ness does with his quarterback and his receivers.
And who's been in the most Urban Bowls?
Right.
Definitely.
So somehow it's working. And then the 1 year was Leroy and just, what's his name, Demir? Constantly getting the ball. Yeah. It's the Eagles thing, and it works for them.
It works for them.
I mean, Ness finds a 1-2 combination and goes with it.
They haven't won an Herb Bowl since they had Brian, and now they get a quarterback named Brian. So it's interesting. We'll see this year if they can put it together.
Well, let's head into that 4:00 game, and we have the Packers versus the Colts.
This is gonna be a good one, right? This is the game you want to watch in this time slot. The Packers and Colts, both 1-3 teams. Again, both pretty equal. The Packers are 10th on offense, 10th on defense, whereas the Colts are 9th on offense, 8th in defense. The Packers' schedule going forward are the Ravens, Vikings, and Panthers. The Colts have the Lions, Raiders, and Boys. So the Colts have a much tougher schedule going forward than the Packers, meaning this is even more of a must-win game for the Colts. I mean, if they do not win this one, you can kiss the grade 8 goodbye. I'm just going to say it right now. In fact, I think the Packers, this is a moment of truth for them. This is a moment they've got to say, all right, we are going to win this game and go for it. And I think for them, this is a turning point. If they do not win this game, I think they are in danger of also missing the grade 8. So I think the Packers, what's interesting here about this game is 2 years ago, Packers sideline would have been the hottest thing. They would have been the loudest, the biggest, and the most fanatical. The Colts have taken over that in our league. If you have not noticed, they had so many people on their sidelines, and they were hyped. They had Rodney back, right? And Rodney's looking good, 76 pounds lighter, and he said he found God. And boy, I'm telling you, they brought hype on that sideline. So you got to be careful. Packer Nation, I don't know where you're at. You're sleeping somewhere, but you need to be there this week, because if you don't win, you're going home early this year. No June ball. I had the Packers winning this one in a very close one, 26-24.
I got the Packers just rolling over the Colts 33-14, only because the Colts offense has struggled to put up points. This week they only put up 13. The week before they only put up 7 points. I have no idea where the Colts offense went. An offense that was putting up 45 points about 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden they just completely disappeared. So, Buddy finds a way to, get his team together. Khalil, they've been having just player meetings and player practices without Buddy, and Khalil is just running everything with them, making sure that they're getting ready for this game, and they'll come out and win this one 33-14.
Yeah, the Packers could have all the meetings they want. They can't finish games. They're not gonna be in the playoffs this year. The Colts this year, they're some teams. Sometimes they're hot on offense, sometimes they're hot on defense, but they haven't been able to put together both yet. The Colts, Stephen at quarterback. He's got 3 targets that he hits. Sharif and Raheem and Kisovani, I believe, but they can't. I don't know if they can be stopped with that 3. He just focused on them guys just going right down the field. Now, the Vikings, they were able to kind of shut them down a little bit. Now, the Colts are really upset because they believe that they had an extra down in that game on their last attempt to score a touchdown, and the referees robbed them. So they said they're coming to this game very hungry, knowing that this is a must-win for them. And the Packers, they let a game slip by that they should have won. When you got the ball with minute 44 seconds left in the game, and you're driving down the field, you throw an to close the game. They had their center show no heart, just rolling around on the floor, giving up on the game, and then Ricky catching an interception. The Packers, you seen that play?
I seen
that.
It's
embarrassing. It was just like a beach whale out there, and Ricky standing over top of him catching the ball.
Shane wasn't too far, just kind of watching things.
Shane just kind of watched. Shane, I'm gonna tell you right now, Shane wasn't even in the right position running this route.
Yeah.
And that's
if
something.
If he was, things would have been different. Game out of him.
Definitely, and that's something that I'm gonna evaluate this year. I got some other high studs twos that I can put out there. If these guys are not gonna run their routes.
I'm starting to think you're losing control over your team, buddy.
Well,
kids are running their own routes. Kids are making snow angels on dirt. Like, what's going on?
Let me tell you, I'm gonna put who's gonna listen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And if Shane is being as big-headed as he wants,
That
thinks he's an
big.
all-star because he caught his
Big
first touchdown, think he can do what he wants. He's not Khalil. He has to run his route.
Well, you know what happens when you put a player that caliber in a leadership position like you did. You had to early this year, putting him at quarterback, and you're not getting into his head. You let him run the team up and down the field the way he wanted to. And a couple of times I saw you put him on the sideline and say, "Hey, listen, this is how we run Packer offense." But you got to remember, you're not an offensive guru. You're a defensive guru. So maybe you need to get somebody who's going to be able to control that offense over there.
Yeah. That's the same kid that's the same kid that took a week off practice to go visit Obama. Just skip practice, same kid. Something's wrong with this kid.
Hasn't been the same since.
I see potential. I definitely see potential in the kid. So I'm definitely this is going to be his last week to kind of put it together. But in this game, it hurts me to say I got the Colts winning this game 27-26 until the Packers prove me wrong. This is going to be a tough season for the Packers.
It sounds like you got leadership issues, and it sounds like you need to get control of that team. All right, let's go to that last 4 o'clock game, 49ers versus the Lions.
49ers versus the Lions. The 49ers, wow, what a game this past. I was a 49er fan on that sideline this week. They were looking good, and so were you, right? We had a good time, right? MVP, all right. Felix, they are the strongest 2-2 team by far. I think they can beat any team in the league, especially the Lions. The 49ers are first on offense, 6th on defense. The Lions are 12th on offense and defense. This is going to be a blowout. I think 49ers, they're not going to rub it in. They're respectful, so they'll keep it close, 52-19.
Yeah, I got the 49ers winning 51-20. You know, like Chris was saying, they have the number 1 offense in the league, and you know, I don't think the Lions can keep up with them. So Felix is going to come out and just have a field day again.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, the 49ers should go out there and blow the Lions out. But the Lions have just continued to improve each week. Now, this time, for the first time, they had a lead in the game that they should have finished and won.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and now, you know, now they're playing the 49ers, a much tougher team, but I think there's just kind of play to their competition. I think the Lions just might be content in just competing. I don't know if they're really worried about winning. You know what I mean? Maybe just competing. I think that they will do that in this game, especially with the injury to Lugo. I believe Lugo's mom had to come get him in this game because he had a knee injury.
Yeah.
I think, let me intervene. I think he was faking that injury because he had just got burnt on that final drive by the Eagles. And what I saw was the Eagle receiver mossed him, took the ball from him, he looked at him, and immediately fell to the ground and started grabbing his knee. Now, to me, that looks like a player who's trying to escape some ridicule from the coach.
And you know what's interesting, on his Instagram, Ladies Love Lugo, he was actually putting some pictures, looked like he was fine. I mean, this guy,
Like he went out and partied.
you know, he healed really quick.
Amen.
I don't know, so maybe
Miracle.
they got some
TImoteo miracle.
They got some heart issues out there on the 49ers, but I believe that they still win this game. This game they must win, but they're only going to win this game, I believe, 30-28. It's going to be a lot closer than you think.
Wow. Well, excellent predictions this week, gentlemen. And that's going to do it for this week on Week 5, TImoteo.
Unbelievable, half done
Unbelievable.
already.
It was
That's crazy.
unbelievable. You're not
Half
going to
done.
show the predictions?
Oh, you know what? Why? I mean, you know, you have.
Am I winning? Am I up?
Buddy, you are so far behind,
You look like
brother.
the
I'm rising up.
13.
That's
Chris.
my score?
Yeah, 11 and 13.
You look like the
Come on.
Packers.
Who's adding this up? 11 and 13?
It's like your team. It's like your team. Play.
Below 500.
Yeah, it's like your team.
Man.
At least we played the Panthers this year. I know we guarantee a win. So.
Week 8, baby.
not with Shane
Panthers,
quarterbacking.
Packers.
Not
It's
with
I
Shane.
think even with Shane quarterbacking, we have a
Not
shot.
with Shane quarterback. Hey, the road to the Urban Bowl begins and ends at Scanlon. And remember your verse, gentlemen, Genesis 45:7. God has sent me ahead of you to keep you and your families alive. Until next week, be blessed.
Who's going to meet me there at the